Hey guys, Chaos Master 237 here, back for more Trails of Cold Steel. Last time we dealt with some side quests, and then we fought the boss, not the boss, the monster for this quest in the Aurochs Canyon. That's what this place is, right? Yeah. And then Rean got injured, so now he can't fight in the party.
Advantage is ours. I'll handle it.
Yeah, I already covered all of these.
Well. Be gone.
It's my turn.
I was certain we'd already seen it all, but, you know, never know. May as well show this,
Hear me.
I guess.
Appreciate it.
I've never really
Leave it
used...
to me.
I've honestly never used Serene's Blessing on a live party member. On a party member that isn't dead.
I don't need your help.
Energy Shell's pretty good when you...
Targets eliminated.
It's one of the reasons Machias is more prone for defense. He's more... You know, like, he does use range attacks, which is fair... Which obviously is good. But it's good to have him be on defense.
Very well.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
If you ever needed to use Energy Shell, because this is one of the few moves in the game that allows you... That heals EP as well. And we already saw Petrification Shell, so... Here's one of the things that makes him really good for defense as well.
Time barrier. Break.
He essentially uses the Chrono crafts. You know, like Chrono... I don't know all the Chrono stuff off the top of my head. But yeah, that's what he does. And that's why I believe that Machias always comes with a high defense. For that reason alone, because, you know, to ensure that he can stay alive to have everyone go faster. Now I'm trying to remember the names of all those. Yeah, like Chrono Drive, Chrono Burst on. Yeah, like Chrono Drive increases the speed. Chrono Break would delay the enemy, and then Chrono Burst allows people to attack twice. So that's one of the reasons that it's good for Machias to have it. If anyone ever decides, if any of you guys that play this game, or any player in general, you get what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place today. Because at the time of this video, I learned that I reached my goal of 50 subscribers for the end of 2024, which is awesome. And I'm hoping to, you know, I was all happy and excited. I even decided to take a drink of my alcohol. And I like to drink, crap, I always forget what it's called. Hold on. It isn't, that's not important, obviously, but it's gonna bother the heck out of me. And I think that's what it was. Seagreams? I think it's what it's called. Yeah, it is. Seagreams, Wildberry. The Wildberry flavor, that's what I'd like to drink for alcohol. So yeah, as I was trying to get to the point, Machias is good for that craft alone, because then you don't have to worry about getting a party member with the Chrono Burst. And anyone you want to give Chrono Burst to, you could also do it with Machias, so that way you have multiple turns. I used to do that with Emma, but I chose to stop doing that, honestly.
Advantage is ours. Okay.
I'll handle this. I shall fulfill
Mostly because
my
of the
duty
time when I first started it, I didn't have another Chrono Burst. And I didn't want to just keep on swapping it all around. I believe so. It's a rather pretty shade of pink, isn't it? Lick. What are you? A little sweet for salt. Are you sure you should be doing that? She's clearly fine. So they're going to use this in the bath? I guess I shouldn't be surprised nobles would do that kind of thing. Well, let's just take what we need and go. I'm sure the clients won't mind if we give this to them after we've reported it in at the fort, will they? I imagine they'll be satisfied as long as they receive it by the end of the day. Off we go then. Yeah, Fee don't give zero fucks about that stuff.
Oh, that's a beautiful looking treasure chest.
I'll handle this.
My turn. Okay.
So if you, as I say, if you want to do like the chrono strategy, like chrono burst strategy, you can. I don't recommend. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't recommend it. I don't mind it. It's just, to me, it got boring after, you know, like if you first run through, when you're not as high leveled as me, you know, when you're obviously not as high leveled as me, having two people that can do that kind of stuff is really, really good.
Guard.
But because I'm on my since I'm on my third run through this game, you know, it's like, why do I need to do it when I'm already so powerful?
Whoa. It's huge.
Welcome to Aurochs Fort.
So this is Aurochs Fort, one of the Kreutzen Provincial Army's premier bases.
Not how I was expecting it to look. They modified an older fort. A lot.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it's like a castle that was modified and everything. I get that. A lot of forts back like a long, long time ago look like castles, but you know.
Is something wrong, Eustace?
No, not at all. Let's go and give our report on the monster we defeated.
Yeah, Eustace probably hasn't seen Aurochs Fort. Like, he might have seen it like a long time ago, so he has no idea. So the way it looks now is throwing him off. Those are tanks, right?
Isn't that...
It's a freight train from Rehard?
Looks like it's carrying tanks.
Yep.
Pretty heavily armored ones at that.
Those are the latest models from the Reinford Company.
How do you know
They're
this?
called Oxen.
How do you know this, Fee?
How... Come on. We have things to do. Gosh, why does he have to be so...
He's right, though. We really should keep moving.
Yeah.
Like, how does Fee find that information? Like, you know, especially when you consider the fact that, you know, we're students, so that kind of stuff shouldn't be that known, don't you think? Republic, speak to soldiers in front, okay. Don't enjoy this book. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that book being here.
Who goes there?
Wait. Aren't those uniforms? We're members of Thors Military Academy, Class VII.
We completed a monster extermination task on your behalf and have come to give our report.
Oh, so you're the ones.
We've been expecting you. You'll forgive my curtness. We just didn't think you'd have someone so young with you as well.
So, we were able to defeat the monster in question. Do you require a written report, or is verbal confirmation okay?
Oh no, that's fine.
You were really able to beat that thing, though?
Somehow or another, yes?
It wasn't easy, but we managed.
Huh, not bad. Not bad at all. We probably should have taken care of it ourselves, but it was a pretty dexterous thing, so we just kind of let it be.
It wasn't tough enough to cause any of us any harm, as long as we were in our armored cars when we encountered it. But still, it took a bit of convincing for us to ask a group of students to fight it, as you might imagine.
I can understand that.
Well, it provided a good opportunity for us to test our skills. Huh?
Wait. Oh, Lord Eustace, what brings you? That uniform, are you?
Correct. I've returned to Bereahard as part of a field study for the Academy. I'm here as a student, not as a member of the Alberea household. Please treat me accordingly, the same as you would my classmates.
As you wish.
As you wish, Lord Eustace.
Wow.
Looks like even the provincial army will miss a chance to bend over backwards for him.
I would like to know, however, about the contents of that train that just passed by here.
Ah, you saw it? Our provincial army has finally started getting supplied with tanks. Isn't it exciting?
Armored cars can't hope to compete with tanks in terms of firepower, after all. And we can't let the Imperial Army be stronger than us forever.
Yep.
I see. The fort also appears to have been fortified quite significantly.
Ah, yes. Some rather sizable construction work was carried out just last month.
Yep,
It'll
so yeah.
take more than a little cannon fire to damage these walls now.
Our anti-air defenses are going to be strengthened in the near future, too. This should soon become a fort we soldiers of the Kreuzin province can truly be proud of. You can count on that.
I will. And with that, I believe we are done here. We should take our leave.
Okay.
It is almost evening, after all.
Sure.
Roger that.
Yeah, they're all just gearing up for war. I mean, Noble Faction is indeed against the Imperial Faction, so yeah.
Wait. What is the meaning of this?
Machias?
If we were on the border with Crossbell or the Republic, maybe I could understand. But why does the provincial army here need state-of-the-art tanks?
Dude, seriously?
Not to mention anti-air defenses and countless other fortifications.
Seriously?
It's utter madness!
He makes a good point.
Him of all people
Can you
should
truly
know.
Be so ignorant? This is the reality of the present situation within the Empire. Tensions between Osborne's Reformist Faction and our Noble Faction grow worse by the day.
Oh, sorry, Reformist Faction. Not Imperial Faction, my bad.
Though admittedly, it's been happening mostly under the surface, away from the eyes of the general populace. But this is just one of the many ways that conflict is manifesting itself.
True. It's like what's worse than being in a civil war, in my opinion, is like what's close second, in my opinion, to being worse than being in a civil war. It's when you're teetering on the edge, not knowing if you are gonna enter a civil war, and then you have two sides, or many sides, just gearing up for when it could happen, and that just makes everyone be scared that one side is already gonna attack.
I'd heard rumors, but
No doubt my father was the one who ordered these fortifications. I have no intention of giving any comments of my own on his decision. But if you wish to lodge a complaint, I'm quite happy to listen. So?
No, it's fine. The sun's going down. We should get back to Bereahard.
yeah.
Let's go then.
Like, I got confused that I put it in the description about the Reformist Faction. Like, what the hell? How did I mess that up? I'm honestly surprised I did mess it up. That threw me off somehow.
This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
You know what, since we're here, I should have spent a bit more time doing this. Since I have so damn many. We just... up. What's that? Oh, here we go. I forgot about this part, actually. It sounds like a siren. It seems to be coming from the fort. Fee, what's... And there it goes. Flying away. What was that? Oh. Oh, jeez, that was a long yawn. Are birds like that common around here? Imbecile, that was no bird. Looked like someone was riding on it. Yeah, I think it was a child, actually. What? Are you certain? Going by build, yeah. I didn't get a good look at the face, so I can't be 100% sure, but I think so. Unbelievable. Lord Eustace! Were you on your way back to Bereahard? What is all this commotion? What is the meaning of that siren? Well, you see, moments ago we became aware of an intruder in Auroch's fort. You don't mean the silver thing that flew past us? You saw it? Which direction did it go? It flew off to the southwest mere moments ago, at a rather significant speed. Damn, if you'll please excuse us. Do take care, Lord Eustace. They won't catch it. It does seem unlikely. What could that have been, though? That's a very good question. What's capable of flying that's not an airship? I've never heard of any flying device besides one. This is a matter for the army. We should trust in them to handle it. We're students visiting here for our studies. We're under no obligation to do the provincial army's job for them. Besides which, we have our hands full with our own tasks. Well, that is true, but it would do no harm to mention this incident in our report. It is noteworthy, after all. Yeah. On another note, my shoulder seems to have healed completely. I feel ready to rejoin the front line. Are you certain? I find it hard to believe such a significant injury could heal so quickly. We have some kind of alien constitution. I'm pretty sure I don't. I think Emma's grandmother's medicine was just really effective. Yes, that must be it. I'm just glad you're all right. Oh man, that's hard. Like Emma's grandmother's been saying that really fast. Yep. So now we can come back into the party, but I don't want him to yet. As we are going to fight that pop.
Don't let it intimidate
Very well.
Well, now since we have 0 arts. I like that one. It's really cool looking in my opinion.
What a waste of time. Let's go.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
I did it!
That should suffice.
Success.
I did it!
Yeah, it's really cool to know that even with some shining palms that are lower level, they still give you level ups when you beat them.
My turn.
Okay. Okay.
Right!
I'll hit.
Ah, gee, I almost forgot about the sprint.
We're finally back.
My feet are killing me.
Just about sundown. I guess that means our field study activities are done for the day. Thank goodness for that. I'm exhausted. And I'm starving. Whatever that strange flying object was, it doesn't seem to have come anywhere near the main thoroughfare, at least. Fortunately not. The city wouldn't be this calm if it had. Yeah, it's probably long gone by now. We should head back to the hotel before it gets dark. There's a lot to put in our daily reports today, after all. Indeed. Oof. Man, I'm really tired today. Nah, then again, I did drink two glass bottles of alcohol, of my alcohol, so it's no surprise I'm a little tired. Alright, since we're here, let's turn this in. Oh, Lord Eustace, might I assume that you've... That's correct, here. Thank you very much. Allow me to hand this over as your reward, then. Refusing to accept it would be rather rude, I suppose. Thank you very much. My apologies for our rudeness earlier. It's kind of amazing how much their attitudes change for Eustace. Well, there's no denying the influence his family holds here. I guess we'll go up here. Alright guys, I will be right... sorry guys, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll use this chance to also splash some water in my face, and hopefully that'll help fix my drowsiness with my eyes specifically. So I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. It took a little while for that one. Mostly because I decided to splash my face with a lot of cold water and decided to get some water. It wasn't a lot, it was just a small bottle. Like one of those, like ones you pack in like an old, like a school lunchbox, you know? That's... Father, huh? What? I'm terribly sorry for not coming to greet you, Father. Although I'm here but for a short time, I, Eustace, have returned to... Enough. Duke Alberea. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you're here. However, you will do nothing that brings shame upon myself nor upon the Alberea name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, Father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my classmate? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. See what I meant in the last part? Duke Alberea is such a dick. Like, I really hate this guy. What was that all about? Fee, that's not really... That was the almighty Duke Alberea, was it? The head of one of the 4 great houses and the man in charge of this entire province. Indeed. And by some strange twist of fate, my father as well. Eustace? I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today's workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our rooms and find something to eat? That sounds good to me. I'm starving. At this point, Rean and the others returned to their rooms for a much-needed shower. Then, after a short rest, they headed to a restaurant in the central plaza for dinner. Yeah, this restaurant looks really cool with that.
Breeze here feels wonderful.
Yeah, and that lighting.
The food was delicious too.
Yeah, and the lighting, of course. Also, those bottles are freaking huge.
Agreed.
I can see why this restaurant is popular with the nobles. Do you dine here often, Eustace?
I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food.
How typical. Even in your dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury, though I can't deny the quality of the food.
It wasn't just tasty, but warm too.
Yes, for a high-class restaurant, the chef seems to have used a lot of very healthy ingredients. Perhaps he's doing his part to ensure Eustace stays in good health.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder what Group B is doing right now.
We had this exact same conversation in our group last month, too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Arc. Probably nothing to worry about.
It was Celtic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night?
Yeah. After dinner, we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask?
Well,
Nowhere near as peacefully as now. This is a big improvement.
I kind of figured that much.
Yeah.
we are doing much better this time. That much is true.
Huh? And I'm sure our reports will reflect that.
It is an improvement, though I'm not convinced it's good enough.
It's not?
I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? And I'm referring not just to the monster encounter, but to the handling of our other tasks as well.
We'll just have to try and make up for it in the day we have left. Besides, we have the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem.
Yes, that's true.
First, we find out taxes are rising throughout the province. Then, we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related.
I have no intention of denying it, but you're only looking at one side of the coin. Exactly how many Oxen tanks do you think the Imperial Army has under their control?
Exactly.
Well,
100 or 2, I'd guess.
Precisely. The Imperial Army's military capabilities are enormous.
Yeah, so if the noble faction wasn't prepared in advance for a civil war, then they'd lose.
This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent. And roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control. Tell me, how is the Noble Alliance supposed to counter that?
I actually forgot it was 70%, but yeah, that makes it really damn hard.
So you're suggesting that's why the provincial army needs to bolster its forces?
Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all seems so wasteful.
Ah, the travails of youth. How noble and beautiful they are.
It's you.
Baron Blue Blanc, I believe?
It's such an honor that you would remember a mere baron. I see you completed a hard day's work already. How splendid!
yes, nearly.
What about you?
Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful.
Exactly.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay.
I most certainly will, though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if but faintly, with the scent of steel. I'd heard that Duke Alberea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks. Would you not agree, my friends?
I don't like your implications.
And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate.
Oh, please do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end.
How did you know that we have only one more day here?
The lovely luster of success, or the sad splendor of failure.
Who does he think he is?
I might have said it in a different video when we heard his voice, when I mentioned his voice actor in one of the other games I played. Don't remember which. But and I might have said who the guy was.
This is why I can't stand nobles.
But I'm still not gonna reveal who he is. Because there's gonna be a part that they'll make a reference to, and that's when I'll be all like, you know, try to piece it together.
I thought you might say that.
I did mess that up a bit with Ren before, but that's only because I knew of it and I just couldn't hold it. And and again, as I said in Trails from Zero, it was blatantly obvious.
If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with.
What?
His behavior seems so exaggerated.
Like he's trying to play the role.
Almost as if he's trying to act like the quintessential noble. Like he's fulfilling the stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something about him feels off to me, too. But what's even stranger, is that he knew we only have one day left here.
Why is it always just the protagonist that notices these things? You know, like, you figured you figured someone like Fee could have caught on to that too.
You're right.
You know, you at least consider how Fee's acted thus far.
We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here.
Between him and that silver object, we've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today.
Well, tomorrow's the end of our stint here. We can't let ourselves get distracted. We still have a lot to do.
That's right. We have to do our group proud.
Exactly.
We should return to the hotel and begin work on our reports then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna speed through this with turbo mode. I'm not gonna skip anything. Just turbo mode.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, well, his dad's more like down to earth noble. You know, he don't give a shit about about the wealth of a noble or anything like that. And considering where his land is, it's not that surprising in my opinion.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
Yeah, that too. That's why I like his dad. He's like, if you want to, like, he's the one noble that's just like, I don't care. Like, I know my actual origins. If you think about it, like, where nobles from the very beginning of their origins weren't nobles to begin with, you know? That's one thing I like. Like, that's how I've always viewed it. I'm not going to get on that.
Sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
Dun dun.
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
Yikes.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's still, like, stuff like that still sucks.
So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side.
Yep.
Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences, but you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there.
And I forgot to mention this before, but if you pay attention, you can obviously notice that Machias is laying on his side, and no one else did, even when they were asleep.
I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
I forget, does Eustace ever get up from the bed, or is he just laying down and talking? Yeah, there we go. I thought so. I didn't remember.
When the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. There wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health, then for your reputation. That selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance, after all.
I know it can. And you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself?
Yep.
That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now?
Yeah, see, I knew that's where it was going. Good to see him good to actually see him laugh, honestly, like that.
I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
You know, without mocking anyone.
Yeah. But for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow. And that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree. It wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least. I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
Now, come on, let's see him. Go right to Machias. Go right to Machias. Yeah, see? Exactly. He was listening to the whole damn thing. And I will say it, I don't understand how anyone can sleep with your glasses on. Like, to me, I just can't. Mostly because I don't always sleep on my back. I usually sleep on my stomach. Or my... And rarely do I go on my side.
Someday.
You know, so to me, it's like, I can't fall asleep with my glasses on. I just can't. And even then, I don't like sleeping with something so tight around my head. I mean, my glasses aren't tight, but, you know, I don't want to have a feeling of something, like, pinching on my nose that much. Like, you get what I mean. Please take it and state its contents. Yep, here we go. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you'll excuse me then, should you require anything further, please do not hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brother's given us for the day. For today. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious. Then, Highway Monster. Okay. Light of Nostalgia. Alright then. Another well-balanced assortment. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between the nobles and the commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure does seem that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Trista. We should set out as...
Eustace Alberea.
What is it, Machias Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you say?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing!
The fact he can call it...
I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Rean and...
Yeah. The fact he can guess that.
Machias.
Then again, he probably assumed that because he actually noticed Machias was sleeping on his side.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept. I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Look who's talking about being arrogant.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Lord Eustace.
Lord Eustace. I always like that voice. The way it comes out.
What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bereahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course. However, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion. So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
Exactly, that's sus.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Grace may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
I doubt that very much.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Huh. You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
All right. Let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh, certainly not. Still...
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
It's nothing. Nothing at all.
I think he starts blushing
He's
and
probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
oh, the way that he said that, good boy.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe. Rean, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
Yeah.
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second on our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
Yeah, you will?
And as for you,
never mind, he don't blush.
I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes. Raise your hand now and then. And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
I told you, Fee will grow on you, and this is the best time because she is so damn funny. Yep, Timber left the party, and now because of that, I'm gonna save the game and call it a day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. Next time we'll be continuing on with the rest of this chapter, and hopefully we'll be able to get Eustace back after completing some quests, and hopefully Machias and Eustace will be able to form a combat link. So until then, laters!